Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
So I'm going to go over the solo rules here, and I'm going to assume you know how to play the multiplayer game. You're going to set up like a two-player game with a few differences. You're going to take the AI cards, the tech cards for them, and you're going to put them here randomly. And you're going to put a stack of level 1, a stack of level 2, and a stack of level 3. The ones that aren't used will be put back into the box and not be utilized for this game. So the AI's tech board will look something like this when you're ready to start up and ready to start playing. They will not receive any character cards, and they will not receive any hourglasses to start the game. So here's a slight difference. At the start of the AI turn, you're going to roll the die. And you're going to count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I rolled a 1, it'd be the wasteland. If I had rolled a 2, it would be the laboratory. If you roll a 6, nothing would happen. So let me just show you what happens. So let's say I rolled a 2, and you would relocate like normal, shuffle these up, put 1 here, and then 1 further down. Just like normal, but it's an extra relocation you're going to do at the beginning of the AI player's turn. So what the AI is going to do is going to choose the location with the most tiles. So if it was like this, he would go to the workshop because it has 4. Being that there is a tie, he will choose whichever one is to the right, which is the workshop. Unless a 6 was rolled. If a 6 was rolled, then he would go to the one that's on the left. Very easy to check which one he would choose for his turn. If the AI ever has hourglass and radiation, he will give up an hourglass to get rid of a radiation each time. If he has leftover radiation or hourglasses, he will just hold on to them until the next turn. So the AI will always use the wrench bonuses that are provided, and then they will get their resources just like normal, but you will track it for them on their board. Then they'll go to the tech board. They will buy whatever the most expensive one they can based on the criteria for the languages, just like in the base game. And if there's a tie, they'll just pick whatever is on the highest level. Then they pay the cost of it. They will turn it over, and they will gain the resources that are listed on it, depending on what they were able to buy. And I was going to kind of show you what a 1, 2, and 3 might look like here. These are things that they might be able to get. Then they will reallocate the tiles just like normal. So in this case, they took this action. They would do this, put 1 out, next one goes over, and that one goes there. Everything else is exactly like the base game. You're going to have, if 9 is turned over, the game will trigger. You're going to have 4 up on the master. They'll score points exactly the same as another player would. The only thing it's going to be doing is their turn's going to have this artificial intelligence going through, the highest one, the extra relocation. That's it. It plays very much like the base game. That's a huge win for this game. If you want to play Ruins of Mars and you don't have somebody to play with, you can play against the AI. It works pretty well. It kind of tells you a little bit of the strategy that you would have going forward. You're tracking the same thing. There's no weird scoring. There's no weird player. There's nothing odd going on. This is the base game, the core game, the multiplayer game with a 2-player variant. That's it. And this AI guy will just kind of signify what he's doing. You'll be able to score it exactly the same. So if you're learning the game, great way to learn the game. Play it solo. There's not a lot of difference going on here. Just that allocation step, and then how he chooses which place he's going to go. Everything else is exactly the same. This is a really good solo game, especially if you want the multiplayer, because the solo game is exactly like it. It's going to be very appealing to people. They did a really good job with this, and it's one as a solo experience I can easily recommend, especially if you like the core game. Excellent job here on the AI. This thing moves excellently. And I think it's a little telling a little bit how you probably want to play the game. It's not going to be as quick as a human would be to know, like, I need this or that. But excellent way to play the game. And I feel like the AI really comes through and gives you a challenge while you're playing. Very good. Excellent.